Hi guys, welcome to As Simple as Possible. This is video 1 of the series of revision of corporate and economic laws, new syllabus for May 2022 and November 2022 CA final exams. The first point, as per FEMA 1999, person being controlled by a person resident in India, though not owned and located outside India, will be a person resident in India. So, as per FEMA, this question can come that if a person is located outside India and he is being controlled by a person resident in India, will he be said to be a resident in India? Yes. Second, the remittance of lottery winnings. Lottery winnings is prohibited and the same is included in the first schedule to Foreign Exchange Management Rules 2000. Hence, for this purpose, foreign exchange cannot be withdrawn. So, for lottery winnings, foreign exchange cannot be withdrawn. Foreign exchange for meeting, irrespective of the limit, meeting expenses for cultural tour can be withdrawn by any person after obtaining permission from Government of India. Cultural tour remittance can be done without any limit, but out of only after obtaining permission. Permission is required from the Government of India, Ministry of Human Affairs, Department of Education and Culture, as prescribed in second schedule of Foreign Exchange Management Act, Current Account Transactions Rules 2000. Fourth point, individuals can avail of foreign exchange facility within 2,50,000 only. Any additional remittance in excess of said limit for the expenses requires an approval from RBI. Excess requires RBI approval. However, in connection with medical treatment abroad, no approval of RBI is required. But if for medical treatment the money is required, then no approval from RBI is required. Then next, an exporter shall make apt declaration of value of goods being exported, and he is also required to repatriate the foreign exchange due to India in respect of such exports in the manner within the time limit as may be prescribed. Export of goods by way of gift shall be accompanied by a declaration by the exporter that they are not more than 5 lakh in value. Approval is required for drawal of foreign exchange for remittance of higher charges of transponders. Next, withdrawal of foreign exchange for payment related to callback services of telephone is prohibited. According to FEMA 1999, person resident in India means a person residing in India for more than 182 days for 182 days or more during the course of preceding financial year. However, it does not include a person who has gone out of India or who stays outside India for employment or for any other purpose in such circumstances as would indicate his intention to stay outside India for an uncertain period. RBI has clarified that students will always be considered as non-residents because usually students start working there to take care of their stay and cost of studies. Next, individuals can avail foreign exchange facility for studies abroad within 2,50,000. Any additional remittances requires prior approval of RBI. Gift remittance is a current account transaction and amount exceeding 2,50,000 requires prior approval of RBI. Next, we move on to the next act. Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Section 4 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 provides for punishment for money laundering. So it involves rigorous imprisonment of not less than 3 years, maximum 7 years with fine. And if the offence is under paragraph 2 of part A of the schedule, then the maximum punishment instead of 7 years becomes 10 years. Next, under PMLA, no person accused of an offence under this Act shall be released on bail or on his own bond unless, in case of cognizable and non-bailable offence, public prosecutor has been given an opportunity to oppose the application for such release, and where public prosecutor opposes the application, the court is satisfied that there are reasonable grounds for believing that he is not guilty of such offence and that he is not likely to commit any offence while on bail. So these two things are mandatory for releasing on bail. In case of any person who is under the age of 16 years, or in case of a woman, or in case of a sick or infirm person, or if accused other than on his own, or along with other co-accused, is accused of money laundering a sum of less than rupees 1 crore, then he may be released on bail if special court so directs. Next point, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 appeals to appellate tribunal. Appeal shall be filed within a period of 45 days from date on which a copy of order made by adjudicating authority is received, and any person aggrieved by any decision or order of appellate tribunal may file an appeal to High Court within 60 days. So this is for appellate tribunal and this is for High Court. From date of communication of order of appellate tribunal. Next, according to Section 5 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, where the director or any other person has reason to believe that any person is in possession of any proceeds of crime, such proceeds of crime are likely to be concealed, transferred, etc., which may result in frustrating proceedings, then he can order provisional attachment. Provisional. He can provisionally attach the property for a period not exceeding 180 days from date of order. Under PMLA, if the special court feels that any encumbrance has been made to defeat the provisions, special court may order to declare such encumbrance to be void, and therefore the property shall vest in central government free from such encumbrances or leasehold interest. For example, there is a car and the special that has been provisionally attached. Now, what the assessee has done, who is guilty of an offence, he has put this car on loan, so that an encumbrance has been created and it has tried to frustrate the proceedings. Now the court cannot obviously uh, sell the car, because that the bank will ask for the interest and the amount that it requires on its behalf. So what special court can do is it can remove such encumbrance and say that this transaction is void because it has been done to defeat the provision of the act. Next, we have some points related to FCRA. Every asset purchased with foreign contribution should be acquired and possessed in the name of association, since an association is a separate legal entity distinct from its members. This is a simple point. Next, foreign contribution shall be received only in foreign contribution bank account, and thereafter it can be used by various accounts but can be collected in only one account. So receiving can only be done in the account designated as FCRA account. From this account, the different accounts can be made, which are known as utilization account, but receipt can only be done in one account, that is FCRA account. Second, as per Section 14 of FCRA, central government can cancel the certificate after carrying out an inquiry on the following grounds: if the holder has made some false statement, if there has been any violation of terms and conditions, if there is any violation of the rules of the Act. So these are two different points. If it is required in public interest, if the holder of certificate has not been engaged in any reasonable activity for 2 consecutive years. Reasonable activity means the for activity that has been registered for. If it is not continuing that for 2 years or it has become defunct, then the registration will be cancelled. After the certificate of registration, cancellation of registration has been granted to him, from that date up to 3 years, he cannot ask for renewal of registration. No person can transfer his FCRA contribution to any other person. No foreign contribution can be transferred. Second, next point is donation from a person of Indian origin. person of Indian origin who has acquired foreign citizenship, the contribution from this person will be treated as foreign contribution. This also applies to overseas citizen of India cardholders, but this does not apply to NRI who hold Indian citizenship because they will not be counted as foreigners. Persons not permitted to accept foreign contribution are allowed to accept foreign contribution from their relatives. Any person receiving foreign contribution in excess of 1 lakh in a financial year from any of his relatives shall inform central government regarding details of foreign contribution received by him in electronic form FC1 within 30 days from receipt of such contribution. These were some small points which are important for the exams as a revision point of view. This was the first video. I'll keep uploading all the videos as a series in this series of corporate and economic laws revision for new syllabus. I hope you like the video. Please do comment, share, and subscribe the channel. And of course, thanks for watching.